Hi everybody. I'm just making this brief video because a lot of times when students are doing the topic exploration worksheet, what they do is they just Google for sources. And when you do that, a lot of times the secondary sources and the primary sources, the difference between those two sources gets confusing. And you do need solid secondary and solid primary sources. So what you want to do is always start from the library guide that we give you in the course, the Perspectives in History Library Guide. It's actually very, very useful. And let me show you that with the drafting of the U.S. Constitution. So first, if you just Google the Constitution, and a lot of students will do this, I'm not saying you will, but a lot of students do, this is what you get. And almost all these results are tertiary sources. They are reference sources about the Constitution. Okay, so if you go to the U.S. Constitution at Cornell, yes, it's the Constitution, and that can be one of your primary sources. You should probably go beyond that. But you also get things like Wikipedia. That's an encyclopedia. You can read it. It gives you very good information on the Constitution, but it is a tertiary source. You cannot cite it. Okay, it's considered reference. You're supposed to actually already know it. So if you go to the Constitution at the White House, that's the same way. If you use the Constitution under fine law, same thing. Constitution from the History Channel. This is one students go to all the time. This is a reference source. It is a tertiary source. This is information that you're supposed to have learned in your grade school years and your middle school years and your high school years before you got to college. And so you may need to read this, okay, but it's not your article. It's not your secondary source that you use. So if you go back to the guide, here's the history guide. This is where you want to start. And you'll notice it makes the job much easier. You can click on drafting the U.S. Constitution, and it actually gives you some primary sources and some secondary sources. So when you click on primary sources, you'll notice here's some primary sources. It lines up for you, okay, that are there and available for you. It allows you to think critically because it's providing you the sources. Then under this search more, this is really important, is these are great collections to search for more primary sources. So just remember that. You can use this guide. Same thing for secondary sources. Okay. Notice it gives you Liberty's Blue Point. It gives you an article database, and then it also points you to JSTOR down here under searching for more, and American History and Life, two very good databases to get secondary sources from, basically articles about the Constitution or about the people that created the Constitution. Okay, so always remember that to use the guide. Okay, and the guide's very well set up. If you're doing apartheid in South Africa, you want to start with the guide, because a lot of students, they do apartheid in South Africa, and if you don't know anything about it ahead of time, it's very hard for you to find solid secondary and primary sources in it. And I'll probably provide another video later because this one's getting a little long. But you do want to start with this guide. It's very, very helpful. And how you can do things. So when you click on primary sources in this guide, you'll notice it provides some primary sources for you. And then it also gives you a lot of places to search, like this Fordham University South African source book, very good. And that's on the web, but you wouldn't necessarily find it just by Googling. Again, History Reference Center, very good database to be in. The Black Studies and ProQuest, very good database. World History and Context, another very good database where you can get some secondary sources from. So just remember that. I mean primary sources from. Sorry. So just remember that when you're doing this worksheet, that really do try to use the library. Not because I want you to use the library, but because it is actually a more effective place to actually get primary and secondary sources. And you won't have to redo the worksheet. That's very important, because a lot of times students will find stuff on the web and they'll put it on their worksheet and it'll be incorrect. It takes me a week to grade that worksheet. So by that time, you're already in a discussion using incorrect sources. So use the guide. It will be very beneficial to you. If you're using your own topic, start with the guide under the Choose Your Own Topic. and it will still be very helpful because it'll show you where you can go on that topic to find more resources. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.